The first thing I'd like for everybody to do is to relax. Hey, this is a cakewalk. I'm serious. My name is Deloyd Parker. I've been here 51 years. June 1st, 1969. This coming June will be 52 years. That's how long I've been running this community center. So yeah, I'm old. Yeah, real old. Like almost 73, 74. But just want to let you know, my name is Deloyd Parker, D-E-L-O-Y-D. Deloyd Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R. My position here is co-founder and executive director. Got that? And people say, oh, you're the one in charge. No, everybody's in charge of something. So I'm part of the collective leadership. You understand what I mean? Whoever cleans the restroom, they're in charge of that. Whoever, the front desk, they're in charge of that. Everybody's in charge of something. Okay? And so don't pump my head up, making me think that I'm all that when I'm just in charge of something. Okay, so thank you very much for understanding and believing and knowing that. Again, it's D-E-L-O-Y-D, Deloyd Parker, Executive Director of Shape Community Center. Okay. First of all, let me share this with you all. We don't do community service at Shape Center. We do volunteer work. I said, what do I mean? I'm in the wrong place? No, it's just that we don't label you. You know where I'm coming from. Well, I gotta do my community service. First thing somebody asks you, what you do? I'm serious. So we don't label nobody. Like this young lady right here, well, she's not as young as I'm making her sound like she is. She's here because she's pledging veterans of military, a veterans sorority.
Military.
Yeah, military sorority. And she has to do so many volunteer hours to go across. And so she chose to come Shape. She said she was coming back. But she came a while back for something else, right? Kwanzaa, you here doing Kwanzaa, that's right. And then we have other people who come in here because they just want to volunteer. This dude right here, but I found him on the side of the street falling. I picked him up and made him walk. Actually, he's in the community. I've been knowing him since he was a child, a smaller child. Now he's a big child. But he's doing volunteer work. He lives in the community right down the street. And you're almost 20 years old, right? How old are you? Huh? Hey, you passed almost. Okay, okay. And then others here, in here in Shape Center for the very first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but it won't be your last time, I promise you. And it'll be for good reasons. This is the community center. What does community center mean? It's in the community, it's an institution like a center, and it serves the community. That's what it is. How does it serve the community? By helping the community go stronger and better. We say family strengthening and empowerment. Our overall focus is to help strengthen the family, socially, culturally, economically, politically, spiritually, and all of that good stuff. Because if you have all that strong, then you have a strong family. And we have this thing right here that says, I am because we are. We are, therefore I am. There's no me without you, and there's no you without me, because we're all part of a circle of interdependence, not independence. We don't stand by ourselves. We stand as part of a group. Interdependence. We need each other. So it's just like the human body. You have all these organs in your body, and the heart got a big head. The heart thinks it's all that. But you tell the kidney to stop cleansing the blood that the heart pumps and see what happens. You get where I'm coming from? Or the brain really thinks it's all that. But you tell the heart to stop pumping the blood to the brain and see if you'll be able to see, taste, smell, hear. You won't, because the heart pumps the blood to the brain. And the brain sends the signals throughout the rest of your body. So every organ is important. The lungs, it oxidizes the blood, right? If you don't have no lungs, your blood is no good because there's no oxygen in it. So every organ is important, but they got to work together. That's what we believe about us. Each of us is important, but we got to work together. In the family, every member of the family is important, but what makes a family a strong family is when they work together. Not when somebody died and they start fighting and fussing because somebody want the house or somebody want this or somebody get mad because somebody got this and all. That's a sick family. But when you united, when my father and mother died, we didn't have any question. We knew what we were going to do. And my nephew is over in Port Arthur right now, fixing the house up, because we agreed to let him have it. He did a little time, got out, had his act together. He's doing excellent right now. We want to support him, so we let him have the house. He got a good job, making $80,000 a year in Port Arthur. So he's a good kid, he's doing good, did his little time, got out, so we let him have it. I live in trust, I'm the trustee, so, and everybody agreed, all my 11 brothers and sisters agreed to do it, and me. So that's a united family. Unfortunately, many of us don't have that, unfortunately. So it's shaped as a family too. You find me fussing at Michael or fussing at somebody, but families fuss. It's okay to fuss. Just make sure you resolve it in a humane, in a good, in a productive, in a way that's going to impact in a positive way everybody. Anyway, let me stop. So I'm like I'm preaching. I'm not, that's not what I do. But, so Shape Center, so what is Shape Center? Oh, by the way, you are a volunteer, remember? Oh, when you apply for a job and you need a reference, you got one. Just tell me you need one. I write a letter giving you a reference. And you won't be lying because you worked here. You're a volunteer employee, right? You volunteer and you're employed. Why are you employed? I thought you get paid, but you are getting paid in hours. You know, you got my trip. No, you don't have to worry about paying the traffic ticket because you did the hours. And that takes the place of the money. Same thing with some of these other things you're doing. So you need a job reference, I'll be glad to give you one after you finish your community volunteer work. Now, the other thing is important to note is that 90% of our staff, say 80 now, about 80% of our staff are volunteers. That's right. The young lady who's videoing this, she's a volunteer. Yeah, her name is Angel. Don't let her fool you, she's not an angel. She is an angel. And then the young man at the front desk, he's a volunteer. And the ones who helped him set up for the memorial that's going to be on the park, he's a volunteer. We rely on volunteers, you know. We couldn't make it 52 years without volunteers because we didn't have the money to pay everybody that that needed to be paid. So we relied on you. The other thing that's important to note is that Shape Center is a community center that serves the entire Houston community. But we don't stop in Houston. When Mandela was elected president of South Africa, I was there helping him to get elected. Nelson Mandela. So we went beyond the boundaries of the United States of America. When the freedom fighters were trying to gain their land back in a place called Mozambique and Zimbabwe and Angola, and these Europeans were trying to colonize them and whipping up on them, we went and we helped with that. That's in Africa. We even have a little center in Gambia, West Africa. How many of you heard of the book Roots, or the movie Roots? Alex Haley, who wrote that book, yes, he traced his roots to that area, to Gambia. We have an NGO, that's a non-governmental organization in the Gambia. It's an NGO, like a non-profit organization. It's in the Gambia. And we are doing a lot of things over there. In addition to that, Shape Center focuses on programs. I'm an activist. I raise hell, I protest, I demonstrate, I do other kind of stuff. Anything that helps us to achieve justice. I've been doing it for all my adult life. Actually, before I became an adult. 16 years old we started. I'm 73 right now, so I've been doing that most of my life. But the difference in me and other activists is that I believe that protest is fine, but protest without programs is a joke. You know where I'm coming from? You can get out there and raise hell and protest and say, we want justice, we want justice, you go back home and slap your brother. You know where I'm coming from? Can't be no hypocrite. Ask for justice from them, but you go back home and impose some injustice on somebody else. And so we think that protest is fine, but you got to have activities and programs to help mitigate, meaning to stop some of that other stuff from coming, that bad stuff from coming. So when we protest, we come back here and we have an after-school program, a summer youth program, legal assistance with an attorney is in there meeting with people now who need legal advice. We have a freedom tour where we take the children across the South, retracing the civil rights movement. Oh, it's wonderful, y'all. We do so many things. We have an incubator, those restaurants. That's not our restaurant. We rent that space out to people who cannot start their own restaurant because they don't have the money for the grease trap, the certificate, the restroom, the gas bill, the light bill, the water bill, all that, you have to have when you have a restaurant. They don't have that, so they rent the space. And they pay a set amount every month. When they build up their clientele, they get out and start their business somewhere else, bringing their clientele with them. That's called an incubator. Giving them an opportunity to get started. When they couldn't do it on their own, they were allowed to do it here. And we've been doing that for years and years. Then we have, I mentioned the Freedom Tour where the children go across the South retracing the civil rights movement. 7 days, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all over the South. That place that they just had this hurricane at Birmingham, they would go there. That's where the 4 little girls were killed when the church was bombed. They traveled all over the South, all over the South. And they learn a lot. When they come back, hey, that's better than the course in Black history in the schools. Because they don't just go and learn. They march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge where Bloody Sunday took place. They go to where Dr. King was assassinated at, the Lorraine Motel. They go to where Emmett Till was killed at, Money, Mississippi. They go to where the 4 little girls were when the church was bombed in Birmingham. I mentioned that. They travel all over the South. Listen, go where Medgar Evers was killed at in Jackson, Mississippi, in his driveway. They traveled all over the South, learning. And so when they get back, they're ready. They're ready. Because on that bus that they travel on, we look at videos, documentaries. So between one city and the next city, they're learning something. Then they have a journal that they fill out. And everywhere we go is listed in the journal. And they march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. That's where, remember the movie, the Selma movie? Obama was rolling that lady in a wheelchair across the bridge. They celebrating the anniversary of that. We go across that bridge. So for 29 years, I've taken about 50 plus children across that bridge. I said 59, 29, excuse me. 29 years, we've taken those children across that bridge. We even get a chance to stand in the pulpit at Dr. King preached at Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. So that's another program that we have here. We do a lot here, y'all. And every day is something's new. We have the Elders Institute of Wisdom. What is that? Elders meet in a circle just like this every Tuesday and Thursday. Since this pandemic came, they cut it down to Thursdays because they're high risk. And we don't want to expose them to anything that may cause them to get sick or them to get somebody else sick. So they come only once a week on Thursdays. They sit in a circle, they exercise, they talk about their experiences. This last Thursday week, they talked about what they did to combat the pandemic and the ice storm. Because elders know how to survive. They talk about what they did, how they had to take bird baths when they didn't have no water. They talk about how they're wise, they've been there. So they tell their story. And then they do a little, and my brother Terry, he came and he performed. He's an entertainer, among other things. He performed here for them. And it's a whole lot of good stuff. That's every Tuesday and Thursday, but right now it's every Thursday. And I cook a good, healthy vegetarian meal for them. It's called the EIW, Elders Institute of Wisdom. See it on the wall like that? Okay. Then we have Kwanzaa, celebration of family, community, and culture. 26th of December to the 1st of January, we celebrate Kwanzaa. What is that? It's celebrated, like I said, family, community, and culture. On the 26th of December, we celebrate unity in the family. On the 27th, we celebrate self-determination. On the 28th, we celebrate collective work and responsibility. On the 29th, we celebrate cooperative economics. On the 30th, we celebrate a purpose. You have to know what your purpose in life is. On the 31st, we celebrate creativity, Kuumba. And on the last day, we celebrate I-M-A-N-I, faith. Each day, how do we celebrate? By lighting a candle each day. And it's not it's not Hanukkah, y'all. It's not a religious celebration. It's a cultural celebration. So we light the candle on the first day and talk about unity. We do it every day. We light a candle and we celebrate and we feast and we talk and we just have a wonderful time. We move it around the city. So that's Kwanzaa. And it's not a black Christmas, y'all. It's a cultural celebration. You know, people still celebrate Christmas on the 25th, but right after that is Kwanzaa for 7 days. Okay. Then we have our Pan-African Cultural Festival. Pan means all. Heard me? Pan means all. So an all-African cultural festival. On the park right next door, we come and we set up the vendors. We have a stage. We have entertainment. We have all food, everything on that park. We've been doing that for over 40 years. An all-African cultural festival. And that's that's Saturday before Memorial Day. Every year. We missed last year, because of the pandemic. But we will do it this year. On May, the last weekend in May. The last Saturday in May. In fact, the Saturday before Memorial Day. Okay. Then we have at Shape Center. When the kids get here for after school, they work on the computer, they have do their homework, they do whatever they have to do. It's supervision. They get their snack, and they go on field trips periodically. Last week during spring break, they were here all day. And each day they went on a field trip. Went to the museum, Children's Museum, they went to the place in Memorial Park, they went to the African American Museum in Third Ward. They traveled. They went all these different places. Each day they went to a place, learning something. Okay. We have 2 buildings. We have this building, this is our Shape Center Family Center, NIA, N-I-A. NIA means purpose. Our Shape Family Center. And the building on Alameda is our Harambe building. That's where offices are held, where people have their office. I rent out space. So we have a home health care agency over there that we rent out space to, an accountant that we rent space to, Center for Healing and Wellness that we rent space to, art gallery, Charles Washington, that we rent space to. And then if you have to have an event, like a repast, or you want to have an event for your family, we rent that big room for that. And the money we get from the rent goes to help keep Shape Center open. You got it? So all that, and then of course we rent the restaurants. I'll tell you about that. But the space at the other building that we rent out is rented out for a repast, a baby shower, anything family related. And it's affordable. Okay? And that park next door, that's our park. Anybody know what the name of it is? I just told you. Our park. Our park. We designed it, we named it, and it belongs to the community. So that's why we have a little memorial over there this afternoon at 1 o'clock. A young man that we knew, they called him Santa Claus. His name was Raymond Williams. He passed. So they wanted to have it in the park. So that's why we're going to have it at 1 o'clock. And it's really a city park. We pay for the tax dollars. But we named it and we designed it. And we told them we wanted it for us in the community. So that means we have to keep it clean, we have to take care of it. When he walk through there, you better make sure you pick up some paper. If you don't, you're gonna be part of the paper. You know, right? Okay, but anyway, that's our part. That's next door to the center. We have computer coding classes here that we have to stop. We're gonna start back real soon. Computer coding. That's where you can learn how to you can make more money developing and building apps than you can selling dope, and you don't have to worry about going to jail. I hope you understand what I'm saying. A lot of people, they say they doing this stuff because they need the money. Well, and be looking over that shoulder every day, every second. But with us, we'll teach the children how to do computer coding, and what they learn, they can use it to develop and to make apps, you know, and they can do some other things. We have other groups that meet here. Association of Black Social Workers meet here every month. Positive Black Male Association meets here every month. Cocaine Anonymous meet here every month. No, every week. Saturday and Sunday in a room in the back. These are people who've been addicted, but they're sober, and they have to meet to stay sober. They meet here. A lot of people meet here. It's a community center. It's open for people to use if they share our mission. If your mission is to do something contrary to our mission, then you won't be meeting here. But if your mission is consistent with helping to strengthen families, then you can meet here affordably. And in some cases, with no cost. Just make sure what your mission is consistent. So that's part of what SHAPE is all about, y'all. We have been part of a world developmental process. SHAPE has. Like I said, when Nelson Mandela was elected president, we were there helping him to get elected. When trying to free certain countries in Africa from the yoke of the oppressor, like colonialism, we were there with Mickey Leland, who's a congressman who was killed in a plane crash. We would march with him from Emancipation Park to from Freedmanstown to Emancipation Park in support of ending the apartheid system in South Africa. So we've always been active on the front line for that. Everybody, when Clarence Bradley was on death row for rape and murder, an innocent man, we met every week right here at SHAPE in this room. We organized, mobilized, and did everything we could until Clarence Bradley was a free man. And we got him out. He was framed. I was in Conroe, Texas. And did 9.5 years in prison for something he didn't do. But after we protested, demonstrated, and got the attorney and had an evidentiary hearing and all that stuff, come to find out he was framed. Why? He was the only black person on that campus, the only black Jonathan on that campus. So if you're the only black Jonathan on that campus and a white young girl is killed and raped, you must be the one who did it. That's how they think. That's how racists think. But he was innocent. And eventually that was proved and he was free. But he didn't have about 5 years of his freedom because, you know, being in prison 9.5 years, it takes a lot out of you. Same thing with, we were active when Isla Delaney was killed by a Houston police officer. 2 Houston police officers. She's a black woman delivering newspapers late one night. 2 off-duty police officers, not in uniform, left the cantina and forced her off the highway, ended up killing her. We got them convicted. First time, to my knowledge, a police officer had ever been convicted for killing a black person. They didn't get what they should have gotten, but they did get convicted. Byron Gillen on Scott Street. He was coming home from work. Yeah, security guard. But his air conditioning was not working, so he took his shirt off. You don't do that being a black man at 2 o'clock in the morning with your shirt off in your car. You must be into something. That's how they think. He was just coming home from work, and he was hot, so he took his shirt off. Police stopped him on Scott right where the Burger King is, and ended up killing him. He grew up right across where he didn't finish growing up because they killed him before he became he lived right across the street from here. The guy who killed him, name was Scott Shearhart, a white police officer. Well, he was fired. They didn't convict him because he had ways to justify what he did. And then he left Houston. He's in Medina County. You heard of Medina County? He's a police officer here. And I'm just telling you, Shape was involved in a lot of this stuff and helping to seek justice. We marched with Floyd, George Floyd, what was it? George. Yeah, Floyd George. We marched against that, but we didn't stop there. I told these people, you can march with Brother Floyd, but when you come back, do something. So I ended up meeting with some people at Shape Center, some young people. They're still meeting at Shape Center, doing something to mitigate, in other words, to stop that from happening. They organized. They meet at Shape Center. They had a yoga class going on at the other building. They gave food distribution over here. They were doing a lot of other stuff. You know, because you can go and protest and go back and do something countering you that works against your protest. So that's a taste of what we do at Shape Center, but it's a whole lot more than that. People come to Shape Center. We have a volunteer social worker. She's retired. She comes at least 4 days a week and help people with issues that they have with social work, their rent, or whatever. She'll help them to find out where they can get funds, help with their light bill. She'll do that. Her name is Ms. Washington. Betty Washington. Retired military. She's a social worker, retired from the VA too. And she's here every day. Then we have an attorney who's in there now. You need to meet with an attorney to get some legal advice. You have to come in, sign up, and he'll meet with you. That's every Saturday. And so much other things that we're doing here. I encourage everybody in here to do the HIV and the STI test. It takes 5 seconds, about 5 minutes. Just prick your finger, and they give you your results right away. And it's in the room. So TSU Shape Center Partnership. So it's in the room right over here. So you do that, it'll be worth your while. I promise you. Okay? And what else? And if you're behind on your hours, let me know and I'll see what I can do legally to help you to catch up. You know what I'm talking about. If you got to do 15 hours, you have to turn them in Monday, how you gonna do that if you close Sunday? You can't do it. So we can get as much as you can get today. I'll give you a project, maybe you can come Sunday, and Michael will be here and give you something to do so you can catch up those other balance of your hours. I'll work with you. Because the reason you're here today, for the most part, is because everybody else is either closed or not doing in-person volunteering. We never closed this center down. Even when the ice storm hit, you know where we were? My house, I stay in the hood, in the neighborhood, on Elgin. So my lights was off, my water was messed up, so I stayed here. Why? Because the lights were on, the water was on, I had cable, it was just wonderful in here. You know, I didn't have any problem. Hey, and people need to come and charge their cell phone. I let them come and plug their cell phones in. I made a lot of soup. I made about 3 huge pots of soup on both of those days, all 3 days. And one lady, an elder, needed somewhere to go because her lights were off and she didn't know where to go, and all hotels were booked up. And so I let her have one of the rooms over there. She bought her air mattress and she slept in the room over there. You know what? If you're not a believer, that would make a believer out of you. Why? Because when you're doing something for the people, when you're doing something to help the people, the Creator's gonna take care of it. So you can keep doing what you're here doing. So he took care of us. He didn't cut our water off. He cut mine off at my house. But at this center, it stayed on. The lights were on. We even had cable, y'all. Yeah. This was Shape Motel. You know? And we had a kitchen in here. We had a cable up here. We just had a wonderful time. You know. And after it was all, my water's still not fixed at my house. But he's still gone. So we didn't close down not one single day during the time of that ice storm. not one day. And let me see, what else do we need? Let's see a brochure. That brochure.
The food co-op?
Huh? Oh, and we have a food cooperative also, but it's on hold right now. We're gonna start it back. That's where you pay about $35, you get about $75 worth of food, vegetables and fruit. We did that for many years. Where we have 100 people pay $35, that's $3,500. You take that, go to the market, Eagle Lake or wherever, and buy all that fresh vegetables and fruit in large quantities, bring it back here. Everybody who paid that $35 help us unload, bag it, weigh it, and separate it, and they get about $75 worth of food. That's called cooperative economics and collective work and responsibility. So we do that. Let me see what for every parent, for every parent meeting, for every child that comes in, a parent has to come to a parent meeting once every other week. If they do not come to that parent meeting, that child will not come to shape. Why? We have to make sure we're on the same page. If we tell a child not to do something, we have to make sure the parent knows what we tell that child not to do. So we have training, parent training, every other week, right here. Okay, we also have, when the parents come, they have to say this parent pledge. The parent pledge says, as a parent, I believe in the ancient African proverb that it takes an entire village to raise a child. I will listen to the children, I will nurture the children, I will teach and model appropriate behavior for myself, for my family, and for my community. The parents have to say that, believe that, and work with that in mind. And then the children, when they come, they have to say a children's pledge. When the children come from school in the evening or during the summer in the morning, that pledge is, as a child, I will listen to learn. I will look to learn. I will think to learn. I will follow the rules and act appropriately for myself, for my family, and for my community. That's what the children say. Just like the parents have a pledge and responsibility, the children have a pledge and responsibility. So we do that at the parent meeting. Then we have, let me see. One is the parent, the rest of the parents. That's the student program. Oh yeah, we have t-shirts. See these shirts right here? That's our shirts. And on the back it says what we always talk about. Strong family, strong nation. Then we just celebrated a year ago our 50th anniversary. And look at her. Look at her.
Go girl.
You did well. Thank you. This is Angel, y'all. She's a faithful volunteer and we love her. And don't fool yourself. Angel, what are you, 29 or 30? Tell the truth. How old are you, Angel? She's 29, y'all. A lot of people thought you was younger, huh?
She looks 15.
I am 15.
There you go.
Hey, you're gonna be 15 the rest of your life. Angel, actually, you're 30. 29?
I'm 15.
She's 29, trust me. But anyway, and I love it. She called me and reminded me, she's gonna come in and do this. Let me tell you what else is going on in Shape. Everybody and their mama has been to Shape. Maybe their grandpa too. Let me tell you what. Winnie Mandela has been here. Reuben Hurricane Carter has been here. Danny Glover has been here. Dick Gregory has been here. Martin Luther King III has been here. Mos Def has been here. I can go on and on and on. Emmett Till's cousin that was in the house when he was kidnapped from that house and killed, his cousin has been here. He just died last year. Who else has been here? Francis Welsing has been here. I mentioned Dick Gregory already. I mean, people from all over the country have been to Shape Center. You know, and why Shape? Because it's the United Nations of the Hood, y'all. You know, that's what I say. It's the place that you come to pursue justice, to seek justice, to help you with your situation, to get counseling, for your child to come, and you look at everything you do at Shape Center. And let me see if I left anything off of this. Angel, have I left anything off? I know I did.
Um,
Oh, we have a Facebook, so you can go to Facebook, find out, you can go to our website, find out more about SHAPE. It's shape.org. Or you can go to our YouTube, SHAPE Community Center YouTube, or YouTube SHAPE Community Center. Go to that and you can find out more about SHAPE.
donations. We
Huh?
Cash App donations.
Say it again?
We have a Cash App.
Oh yeah, and you want to support us, all you have to do is go to Cash App and support SHAPE. Or you can drop it off if it's in your heart, in your bank account to support SHAPE. You can do that. You know.
Shape. What's the
What? You forgot about
SHAPE.
it. Where were you?
Right there.
Oh, that person. You missed the orientation. That's okay. I'm gonna talk to you. Have a seat. So, again, it's important that you know that we have. I want you to, before you leave here today, walk around, look at all the pictures on the wall. You're gonna see somebody on these walls that you recognize. Everybody, Elder Jean Wilkins Denver, when she died a year and a half ago, she was an activist, 89 years old, and she left a lot of memories with us. This hat right here with all the buttons on it. She was an activist. She protested and did a lot of work for justice. And when she died, a daughter came and brought us this hat. This hat has "Racism is an illness. Are you sick?" All kind of sayings on his hat. And this lady was almost 90 years old. And she was an activist until the day she died. That's right. Jean Wilkins Denver. And of course, like I said, everybody has been the SHAPE son for the most part, you know. And anytime something is that you need to pursue, justice, you need to do something, and you need some help, be here for you. If you want to just volunteer, after you finish doing what you're required to do, you still could come back and volunteer. Why? Because we still need you. We don't just need you when you get what you need. We need you after you got what you need. You know, you can come back and volunteer. You don't have to go through orientation again. And all these flags you see on, Winnie Mandela gave me this flag right here. The biggest flag. She was the wife of Nelson Mandela. She gave us this flag. All these flags represent different African countries, Caribbean countries, any country where there are people of color. You know, like Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, South America, all these locations, all these flags are represented on this wall. All of them. And let me see. We have a lot of other stuff that goes on in SHAPE. If you have some problems, when you come in, you have several people working here. You have Michael Diggles. He's been here for almost 30 years. And he's off today. You have Edith Selgary, the lady at the front desk that talked to you when you came in. And you have Deloitte Parker, the man that you're listening to now. And of course, Angel is in and out of here. She's part of the family. In fact, you might see her on, you know what? I'm gonna claim her as my daughter, okay? Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Because my son could be her daughter almost. My son, no, not quite. My son is almost 50 years old. My son is 49. He lives in Australia. So that's what's happening at SHAPE. There are certain questions that you might have. When you walk in here, you sign in. That timesheet we gave you, the one that we gave, this is the most important paper that you have. It's going to be in a binder in alphabetical order. So when you walk in, you go to the binder, like this is our last name is Ray. You go to R for Ray, and you find your timesheet and you sign in. When you get ready to leave, you go to that same timesheet and you get somebody to sign you out. If you sign in and don't sign out, you weren't here. Because you didn't get your paper signed out. Make sure you get somebody to sign you out. when you come in. And do not take this with you. We need this here, so in case somebody calls and want to verify your hours, we can go to this. If you take it with you, how are we going to go to it? We can't go to it. So, leave that here. The other thing is that some of you were given a sheet similar to this to fill out. You keep that for yourself. And like if you with the, what do you call it, the traffic court, they gave you a timesheet. Whatever's on that timesheet, whatever's on here, needs to be on that timesheet that they gave you also. That's traffic court. You got me? You go to traffic court, they give you a sheet, and you have to turn that sheet in when you finish your hours. And whatever's on here goes in there. So if they call to verify what's on that timesheet that they gave you, and it's not on here, it's not gonna count. So make sure that traffic court, this sheet stays here, and the sheet they gave you stay with you. Whatever goes on here goes on that sheet. And I signed both of them. That's traffic court. Missouri County, they may have one too. We may have to send yours out, but make sure that you let us know. If you're with Missouri County, Fort Bend County, if they have something, let us know, and we have to email your hours to them. If it's Harris County, you know what I'm talking about. If it's Harris County, like probation-like stuff, you put your spend number on your timesheet, and we will send those hours in on the following Monday, like day after tomorrow. We send them in, okay? And if it's outside of Harris County, we have to probably email those to them, or we have to send it to them, or you have to have, they might give you a sheet to fill out to bring to them. It depends on what their rules are outside of Harris County, okay? The bottom line, the most important sheet is the one that you leave here. Because if you lose whatever you have, we got this. We can verify that you did it. You got me? Okay, how many of you all are behind on hours? It's okay. Maybe you should have done it last week, week before last. Okay.
A year ago.
Okay, I figured a couple of you all, I didn't mean to expose you like that. But I just need to know because I might have some projects where you can work and get hours, you know, where you can catch up so that they won't get on your case when you go back over there, okay, or whatever. So those of you, and the other thing that I'm encouraging everybody to do, if you can, is to do that, and it's gonna benefit you, okay? Do that HIV test, it takes 1 second, and do the STI. It's STI. No, it's STI. They changed it, don't call it STD. It's STI now. You know, take this, I'll take it a few seconds. It's cool. It'll be worth your while. I promise you. I know everybody's safe and everybody's is negative in terms of that, but do it anyway. It's good for you. And I'm not talking about COVID-19 stuff now, okay? I'm talking about something else. Okay. The other thing is that the restaurant in here, you're welcome. You go stay the day a little longer to get these hours out the way. You're welcome to eat in the restaurant. It's not a meals-free restaurant. They own that restaurant, and that's their restaurant. If you want to see an attorney, if he's still here, you can sign in and meet with the attorney for stuff that's separate from what you're doing here. If you want to go on the computer lab, and some of you want to find out more about SHAPE, I will cut the computer on the big screen, and then you can go in there and look at that. Let me see. Oh, the other thing, I got some stuff some food over here, cereal. You're welcome to grab some of that and take it with you. There's some potatoes, some cereal, so big boxes of cereal over there, and some other stuff. You're welcome to get it. I'm serious. Not that water right there, because that's all we have left. But you're welcome to get some of that over there before you leave here. Some apples over there, some cereal, some canned goods, some other stuff. I think some canned jar peanut butter over there. By the way, we did a lot of that during this pandemic. We've given out a lot of food drive. We didn't do it when we had lines because we made it discreet. We didn't want to be, I hate lines. We're running too much of the depression and other stuff like that. We just let people know you can come and get it, and you go. We do it ongoing. Not where you're in line and, oh, yuck, I hate lines. You know, almost like you on a labor camp or something. You know. But anyway, nevertheless, that's what they are. Now, and I want you to look at the pictures on the wall. I know you're gonna find somebody on the wall you know. Check out the building. The guy's doing some work in the library right now. Some of you need to help him in the library. What else? Now, I'm gonna open it up for questions, and I'm gonna make the answers real short, so I'm not gonna keep you in here too much long. Somebody, when can you volunteer? We open from 7 in the morning until 6 in the evening. That's when you can volunteer. 6 days a week we open. Sometimes 7. Sometimes we open beyond 6 when we have something going on. So the earliest you can come here is 7:30. Say 7. The latest is 6 o'clock. Except if we have a program going on, you can work that program. You got me? 6 days a week. And so when can you come? You can come when we open. You got me? So don't come after we finish it. Oh, yeah, can I come on Tuesday? If we open on Tuesday, you know, you can come when we open. Okay. You have to. Nobody ever laughs at this when I say it, so I'm gonna say it anyway. You have to be. We have a dress code. You have to wear clothes. Y'all laugh. Good. That's good. Okay. But you all dress right. What else? Any questions now? I'm gonna answer. And if we have a question, yes, you do. You sure? If you have a question you don't want to ask me in this circle, you can ask me confidentially, okay? You have a question? You should have a question. You should be asking. You have a question? What's your last name? Say it again. What's that?
No tenía para código también.
Any questions? You sure? Raise your right hand. You know your right hand. Any questions at all? Any questions, bro?
Yes, sir. On the Sunday project.
On the Sunday project, you talk with me confidentially, and I see what I can do to help you work on a Sunday. And Michael is here. Okay, good job. Yes, sir. No question. Okay, you have to go through, I'm gonna let you work, but you gonna go through orientation again next Saturday. But I'm gonna let you work today, you don't have to wait to do that to start your hours. You already know. Any questions?
Do you have anything for, like I just found out that, my people from Cameroon, T-car people?
Your people from the Cameroon, what?
T-car people.
Oh, that's, yeah. Well, you better do some research into your background. Yeah. You go talk. Okay, yes, sir. You're 19 years old. You older than that? You know you're 19. I'm just messing. You okay, sister? Are you okay?
Do you have any Alcoholic Anonymous in Spanish here?
I wish we did. Maybe you be the one that's gonna start it.
Okay.
We're gonna talk. She asked me to have an Alcoholics Anonymous in Spanish here. We don't, but maybe we've been waiting on you to be able to start it. We'll talk. Any questions?
And I have another question.
Okay, you have another one?
Do you receive donations here?
She said, do we receive donations? We survive off of donations. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for donations.
But not only money-wise, but do you do contributions or clothing or?
But right now, we're focusing on mainly food, because we got the clothing taken care of right now. But food, we do accept. Because we are conduit. You know what a conduit is? It comes through us to go to the people who need it. We don't try to keep it for ourselves. It comes through us. And that's what, that makes a difference. See, somebody gave us 500 cases of sanitizer. Cases. 12 bottles in a case. And you know, we got rid of them. Gave them to the people. They were not given to us to keep here to hoard. They were given to us so that we can share it with the community. By the way, everybody in here, get you a case of sanitizer before you leave. There's 12 bottles in the case. It is a good sanitizer. The kind you used when you came in here, it's real good sanitizer. It's, what do they say on that? What is it called? Anyways.
BioSilk.
Huh? BioSilk. Yeah, BioSilk. You remember, you're all right, Angel. Okay. Okay, any other questions? You got a question? Yeah, okay. So, where? Oh, you talking about those folk up there? You talking about these folk right here? Huh? That's my mother and father, y'all. Had it not been for them, I wouldn't be here. Look at them. My mother on the left, my father on the right, and that trifling son of his in the middle. That's before my hair turned gray. Yeah. All the one. And what else? Oh yeah, this lady right here, she delivered over 2,000 babies. She was a nurse midwife. She delivered, yes. She was an environmentalist, she was an activist, she was a Panther, she was a registered nurse, she was all of that. Her painting is on the wall on the other side of this building outside. Her name was Ayana Ade, and she was powerful. She died a couple of years ago. And she's on our wall of honor. So there's a picture, an altar over there with the white sheet over it. And Zen, that's his, and Elder Denver, that's hers. These are, we call it, they're in the realm of the ancestors now. They are now with our ancestors. So, yeah, that's what's happening, y'all. If no other questions, what I'm gonna do.
I am.
Huh?
I am.
Oh, we did that. We'll do it again. Did we do I am because we are? Yeah. If we did that, we're gonna end it with that though. Repeat after me. I am.
I am.
Because we are.
Because we are.
We are.
We are.
Therefore I am.
Therefore I am.
There's no me without you.
Without you.
And there's no you
There's no you.
without me.
Without me.
We are all part of a circle.
We are part of a circle.
All part of a family
All part of a family.
of interdependence.
Interdependence.
Telling you, we need each other. So don't fool yourself. Don't think you can do it by yourself. Yeah. Individuality will be the doom of all of us if we just focus on ourselves and don't think about other folks. Yeah. So who is this for? Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I want you all. It's 11:20 right now. I'm going to cut a video on in the computer lab, and then I want this gentleman, you, and you. I'm going to meet with you. I'll meet with you all set. I'll meet with you all. I'm going to help you with jobs. Okay. And so the rest of y'all can walk around. Y'all chill out. Okay. And but don't leave. Let me know when you get ready to leave. And I'll sign you out.